Thanks for joining me again. This is just clear water I'm putting over 15 by 11 Fabriano Watercolour Paper, weighing 130 pound. I'm using the large Ron Ranson hake. I've also got a number 3 rig and a 3/4 inch flat, but most of the work's done by the hake. And I've got my usual palette of Raw Sienna, burnt umber, light red, ultramarine, lemon yellow, Payne's grey and Alizarin crimson. So this is the sky I'm putting in now. It's various mixes of Alizarin crimson, Payne's grey and ultramarine, bringing it right down into the foreground. Trying to preserve that lighter area running through the middle. The darker you can get the sky, the lighter that light area appears. So I'll put some of the sky. I'll come back to the sky later when it's dry and try and make it a bit darker. So for now I'm using the same colours and I'm putting in the most distant hills, and then slightly stronger tone coming forwards with some slightly closer hills. A bit more alizarin crimson in that. Now for some hills that are even closer, starting on the right hand side, stronger colour again, but again not straying too far from the sky colours. It's basically the sky colours with a bit of raw sienna in it. And then a bit more, and then lemon yellow as it comes down from the hills. Into the valley area. Now onto the left hand side, again similar colours. This one's a bigger hill. Big broad sweeps with a hake. Again, sky colours plus raw sienna as you get closer to the bottom, as it starts to become more grassy. The paper's stretched, but because I wet it all over evenly, it's sort of stretched evenly. So I can just pull it tight, refix it on the right hand side there. You can pre-stretch your paper before you start painting, but personally I don't bother. I just sort of stretch it as I go along. Just moving into the middle ground now. This is the there'll be a few buildings and trees and what have you in the valley area. I always like to leave little bits of unpainted areas, just to, that could be anything really. Just keep varying the colour. Keep trying to vary the colour as I come down, just to keep it interesting. Now I've gone into a dark green here, lemon yellow with lots of Payne's grey. I'm just going to start putting in some trees here and there. And of course putting the dark trees helps as the sort of backdrop to the buildings, because I'll put the buildings in later by taking the paint out. So I'm just making sure wherever I want to put a building, I'm just making sure there's a nice dark area that will be able to contrast against the light coloured buildings, which they'll be. So I'll just be using a damp brush to take them out and a tissue. That's in the part 1. Join me for part 2.